you can tell. There's a difference. Any other questions? Tim, any clarifications? International Omnium, it's 2 laps or 3 laps without points? 3 laps without points, and then points start. International Omnia Tempo, that is after 3 laps, you get 1 point a lap. Okay? Results are at velodrome.org/live. No other questions? Oh yeah, because it's the 4th of July, each group is themed. So the older boys are the, what did I call those? No, hold on. Rocket something. No. Ice Base.
It looks like a bottle rocket to me.
Bottle rocket. There we go. The older girls are the firecrackers. The middle boys are sparklers. The younger girls are the noisemakers, and the younger boys are the snappers. We're like the little snap things that you throw. Okay, 3 laps, then the bell, then points. We'll talk about it on the rail. For the older kids. Okay, are we all ready? Well, we got a couple minutes, though. We can't start early. The older boys are going to be up first. If we can kind of get ready. Older boys, if you want to assemble yourselves, we'll get started here shortly. So older boys, you're going to get going very quickly.
Welcome in everybody out there. Thanks for joining us. If you're joining us out there on the YouTube live stream world for Saturday's race, thanks for tuning in. Otherwise, if you're here to cheer on the juniors at the park, welcome in to day 2 of Junior Takeover Racing. We're going to be running several Omniums today, so a series of races that will culminate at the end to see who gets the best overall results to stand on top of our podiums at the end of our program today. Today's racing features only the juniors, 18 racing age or younger. Our first group up today, the 15 to 18-year-old junior men. All of our groups today, as Amara was saying during the kind of the preamble, do have fun, kind of 4th of July spirited names. So in the spirit of the celebrations going on today, happy 4th to all those out there that celebrate it. Thanks for being a part of our track community here today. Wherever you're watching from, or if you're, of course, here taking the time to join us in the Velodrome, thank you again for being a part of our fun afternoon, evening of racing. Up first, 15-18 junior men, the Bottle Rockets, for a scratch race in the International Omnium will be coming up to start very soon. After that, we're going to be seeing our 14-18 junior women. both of our older groups racing in an international omnium format. So scratch race, tempo, elimination, and points racing will be coming from those groups. Our younger junior is going to be competing in 3 races today. And it's going to kind of mirror the nationals format for those kids. So they're going to get 2 scratch races and a points race at the end of the program. And in all cases, the better you do overall, the better finish you're going to get here today. At the end of it, we'll have a champion for each of our age groups. The top 3 will be on the podiums. All right, first group to the rail. Junior men, 15, 18-year-olds coming up to the rail now.
He's going down to the seats.
And riders away for neutral in the scratch race. Our regular viewers, our regular fans, yes, yesterday we had Friday Night Racing Junior Takeover Edition, and it was kind of a mixed for just a little bit. We had only the kids out here at the start, and after that we had some of our normal categories, but with the juniors mixed in. Today, if you're over the age of 18, you ain't out here racing. It's only our kids racing in these fields today, so junior focused racing all throughout this session. Up first, the Bottle Rockets is 15-18, our upper age junior men racing together for this combined field. Generally at national levels, this would be broken even further down, 15-16 and 17-18. But to give them a nice size field today, allow them to kind of feel that field tactics, the sense of the peloton on the track today. We've got them all together for their start. There's your whistle, and scratch racing is underway, the first step towards this International Omnium. Today, the International Omnium is not about winning the scratch, it's about winning the last race today. For those that haven't viewed this type of racing format before, the winner of this race will carry 15 points on their scorecard that they get to keep with them. Second place gets 14, third place gets 13. It descends from there. The better you do here, the better off of start you'll get in that points race at the end. And that runs like a normal points race, except you start with that scorecard you've saved up from earlier events. It's important to remember, though, that the difference between first and second, if this was a championship, feels like a big loss. You miss out on first place. That feels like such a big deal, but in the International Omnium, it's only the difference of a single point. That can matter so very much, but it may not be worth all of that same effort you might throw down if you're trying to win a scratch race and race it like it's a championship race of its own. So it doesn't change the approach for our athletes, and they have to kind of temper their expectations along the way. Figure out when it's time to go, when it's time to be smart and rest it up. It's a long series, 4 races altogether for each of our competitors. They're seeing 13 to go. Twelve competitors in our field today. There are 15-18 junior men. In spirit of the celebrations, the Bottle Rockets out here, our first group to start things off today. A good group to start the fireworks celebration, I would say. We have our first kind of aggressive postured move here, getting underneath the field, taking off the front. It's one of the local riders, Cody Chang, number 326. Off the front. Starting to kind of become sort of a signature move for Cody is going off the front like this. I've seen this a couple times this season, and more than once it's paid off for him. So he's starting to feel like this is his move. Even just trying it here, it may not have turned into anything in this scratch race, but he's happy with the result. Pulls up, goes back in that field. He's got plenty for later. Now looking to the front again, we got the red helmet and the stars and stripes. That's Fairbanks racing out here in front of the group, number 4. Also for the Jerry Baker Juniors, wearing colors of as a national champion from 2025. A little bit of acceleration from number 4. Things come back together again as they move through turn 2. Nothing of it except for a little energy spent catching the 2 attacks from the locals. Everything back together in turn 3, riding high behind one of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders. We're joined by competitors from a few other teams and organizations. Edge Cycling's brought Kaya Fawn, number 40 here. He's in the black and the red kit in the midst of the field right now. Red Kilo's got Noel Moran, the rider in white, number 41, also in the midst of our field. I see triple shot represented out there. I believe that's Tim Wong, number 331. In the field, Finlayson Blake, number 329, also out here today. So a couple riders from north of the border coming down to make things fast today here at the Junior Takeover. One rider off the front. Let's check and see where our breakaway rider is. He's threatening for a little bit here, and at 9 to go, still getting some good room is our rider from Jerry Baker Juniors.
Put your hands together for Daniel on a brand new bike they built yesterday.
Oh, nice. New frame. Got to try it out. I heard him talking about the excitement of riding on that disc. He's feeling fast today.
He's feeling very fast.
Yeah, he's looking comfortable right now, so he's trying to get this new bike fit, checking over his left shoulder. Seeing the field's not really responding yet. So we'll kind of keep our eyes on them now as they hit turn 2. Sitting 2 wide above the blue line. Nothing of it yet. They're allowing Pagushin to continue to roll here. For the last name, he's nicknamed as the Penguin, I believe, is what the kids have been calling him. And right now, he's keeping it nice and cool off the front. Still waiting for any response from this field. Is giving a lot of room to the youngster. About a full lap, half lap up, I should say, from the field now. That's Fairbanks on the front for the field. A moderate amount of work here. They're really allowing this move to mature nicely for Pagushin. So again, about a half lap advantage for Daniel. There's our first move from the field. I see the black jersey, white helmet. A bit of a move here in the middle of the group. They'll start following the wheel. So some good acceleration here. And the juniors have picked up the pace at 7 to go. That's Noel Moran today in the black kit. Yesterday he was in white, so he's flipped colors on me. But Noel Moran, number 41, is the first to maybe reinstigate the speed. As he peels off, a couple riders follow, and that leaves number 4 at the front of the field, who's going to do a little bit of chase work here now as well. This is about half the lead for Pagushin. Still making him work, though, and he's not looking like he's in too deep in his efforts right now. So the field, as they sit wide now, going to give more space for the leader. There comes a Fawn, number 40, Edge Cycling. None of our out-of-towners. Pennsylvania, I believe. I'm going to need the correction on that. Edge Cycling, Pennsylvania area team. Making the long journey back out here to the Velodrome. Got to see several laps from that great competitor over the last couple of years. Still about 75-ish meters up to the leader, give or take. Pagushin still looking really good on the new gear. 5 to go. Your field's in the sprinter's lane, and the field is in a pretty good turn of speed here behind Rocco Alexander. And now Cody Chang on the front. And here in turn 3, for several laps, Pagushin's off the front, and finally he's caught by combined effort from this field, who's been A pretty consistent turn of speed over the last 2 or 3 laps. Now seeing 3 to go. Move out of the saddle from Ron up there along the rail. Number 41 takes over. 4 responds quickly. That's Fairbanks. Keirin also right there. I believe the white frame is Villanueva for the local Jerry Baker Jr. team. That would be now the second wheel down there in that sprinter's lane. Onto the home side of the track, Fawn leading the way, pulls up above the blue line, as does the Jerry Baker Jr. riders. Now seeing 2 to go. They're dancing with each other. They know the race is coming down very soon to its conclusion. It is Villanueva on the very front. He slows things off. The whole field is ready to sit on that wheel. Everybody riding a little bit high here, and as most of the field goes up, Cody Chang will go back down into the sprinter's lane, feigning a little bit of acceleration, though. He doesn't want to do too much here. He pulls back up above the blue line, maybe trying to get a jump out of somebody. No response yet. Our Bottle Rockets nearing their first finish here today, and likely to get some good fireworks on this sprint. We've got 1 to go, and our kids are all together, lined up for the finish. It's all about the positioning. We're on along the rail. He's got number 4 on his wheel. Everybody's looking around, looking for the first jump. That's Maxim down the sprinter's lane, who's got some good daylight here. Going to take off down the back straight now. Triple shot chasing. There goes number 4 diving out of the field. Stars and Stripes starting to chase and pursue, moving their way through the corner. Smagley still on the front of the lead of this lap. Here comes number 4. Big response. Keirin following the wheel. It's Fairbanks in control of the sprint. Fairbanks and a Fawn will go 1-2. That's number 4, number 40, and number 41 going 1, 2, 3 across the line to get the good early result on the IO scratch. Okay, are the junior women the firecrackers? Is that what it is? I don't know. Amara, once you're done taking your picture, firecrackers? All right. Just making sure. We can't, it's so hard to tell. They all look kind of like the same big boom boom things. Stand by for your next group as we make sure the track's clear. There we go. There's your signal. International IO for the 14 to 18 junior women. The firecrackers to the rail.
The goal is if we end early enough, you can get to your homestay or your hotel or your house in time for fireworks still. It'll be perfect. It was planned that way.
Riders into the neutral for our scratch race. This is, again, the first step for the International Omnium. Now for our junior women, 14 to 18-year-olds, the Firecrackers for this second group, their name. Happy 4th to all of you out there that are enjoying today's racing with us. Saturday edition of Junior Takeover, our junior-focused educational and racing weekend. Started yesterday, folks coming in from out of town to join us for some clinics at the beginning of the day, and then continuing on to some great Friday night racing. We had great showing from our normal fields and all the juniors kind of bolstering up the competition last night. And today it's just for our juniors to race. So we're racing several Omniums today. International Omnium style for the upper juniors. They're going to be racing 4 races in total. Each race is a step towards the finish. As we talked a little bit during the junior men, finish well to gain 15 points if you finish in first, 14 for second, and it descends from there. You carry those points to the Omnium all the way to the end for the points race. However many you've earned, that's how many you start with. So you gain an advantage into that final race at the end of the program today. This is a 15-lap scratch that has now begun. So riders now have begun racing, are currently gathered up together over there in turn 2 and just getting things warmed up. Our first jump of the race on this very first lap will come from Renna Fuller, member of the local team. And pick her out from a distance in the field with the black and yellow of that rear disc wheel, despite matching the black and blue of many of her teammates. Hazel, number 201. Hazel Baker, also of the local junior team, pulling away a little bit here from the field, who's sitting at the blue line. Still going here. And we'll see the field start to respond a little bit. Now moving down to the lower part of the track and starting to work their way back towards the leader. Hazel Baker still off the front, seeing 13 to go. Your chasing field is being led by 116. That's Beatrix Moran. I'm assuming of the same Moran family as the young man we watched race in the previous race. And the work is done on the back straight to bring this thing back together again. Field together here at 12 to go. 12 to go. Field looking around for the next move and the next bit of aggression. Here's another move. Some acceleration onto the home side of the track as we're being led now by the pink. It's number 114 coming out of the lane, leading us on the accelerations. Charlie Petard, also in the new kit from last night. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out when you travel, you got to bring a few kits with you. You don't want to race in the same one 2 nights in a row. We get to see a few different looks here for our young athletes, and it'll take me a couple laps to sort out who everybody is. But Petard had a couple of very speedy laps yesterday for the Peak Pursuits race team. Now sitting back into the field after testing the legs. Now it looks like it's going to be Westover's turn. She finds her way down the middle of the field and is now leading us down for an effort of her own at 10 to go. Sitting wide here might give a chance for some of our chasing riders to get back into position. We got 2 that have been just off the pace of this field, and they're working their way back up, so maybe adding some strength back into the group. Move off the front again. Now at 8 to go, as Fuller's going to try it once more. 117 also answering the call. That's Grace Edwards for BBC Devo. Good response from the rider in that dark blue and sort of red kit. Getting on the wheel of Fuller quickly, keeping her in check. Everybody falling up behind now and starting to go up the hill a little bit as they recombine themselves. These attacks are starting to take a little bit of a toll, though. You can see the field has lost its numbers a little bit over the last couple of laps. So already starting to play a figure into this race is the endurance for these riders as we work our way on. These attacks starting to do that job of testing everybody out here today. 7 to go, and our field moving up high to turn 1. That's Mila Ludwig getting back into contact with the field. A big effort there and a nice job for her to get back up into this group with the rest of the riders. It's like 9 of us here together now in this group make up the field in turn 3. Sitting very high in their position currently. No attack, no aggression yet. Still a ways out from this finish too, so plenty of time for the riders to kind of think about their next move. They should be seeing 6 to go now on the home straight. There goes Petard on another move. Feeling the need for some acceleration. Cafiso, number 202 for Team Epic. Jumps up and meets the mark quickly, as does Grace Edwards. So we have a little break of 3. This is something interesting. Notice they're not going to back off this one. I think you put together these 3 riders and you've got enough power here, enough energy that they're feeling that this is an opportunity to maybe thin the numbers even more, give themselves an advantage. Let's make a top 3 scenario. Why sprint against the rest of that field? Cafiso, leading for the group of 3, pulls up and is maybe going to be joined here. 116 is on the move as Beatrix, Moran, and Westover on the field is trying to do some work now to get things closer. It's a field of 5 and a break of 3 with 1 in pursuit, almost making it 4. So your group of 9 nearly split down the middle now. Westover losing a little bit of steam down the back straight. May not have enough to stitch this thing back together yet. Your leaders on the home straight seeing 4 to go. Likely your top 4 if this holds. Moran almost up there. 116 makes good contact here in turn 1. Hazel Baker for the field. Now Renna Fuller taking their turns, trying to do 200-meter very efficient pulls. Keep it close. But we're not seeing a whole lot of go and hustle right now. This is going to continue to allow the leaders to pull away a bit more. Leaders rotating around quickly, though. This is also a sign of some wear and tear. They're not feeling totally confident either. They may slow their pace a little bit here over the next lap based on what I'm seeing there in the middle of the turn. It's Cafiso who feels like she's got to keep things moving. So she'll do a strong pull up the home straight. Only about 100 meters per kid right now. So this is giving an opportunity. If the field can stay engaged and they can stay working together, they can keep this close. That's now Westover on the front for the field, and they've picked their pace back up again. And she's got some good pick up and go. She just needed to rest a little bit, try again, bring things back maybe by a few seconds. Still not enough to really chip away at this lead as Westover comes up and out of the sprinter's lane. Back to the leaders onto the home side. Let's see what they're doing now with 2 to go. Beatrix doing the work here currently. Everybody's thinking about this finish. They want to get a pretty good position. Again, if you don't have to win the scratch to win the IO, but you do want to stay. I mean, this group of 4, this is perfect. You know you've got the front 4 positions. You may not even want to spend too much. If you're already spending all this energy on the front, you have to think very carefully, how much as an athlete do I want to spend on this upcoming sprint? At the least, you got to try. You want to get as many points as you can. But it is a calculated effort for sure. You got to think about the long game here. And with 1 to go, here's your lead group of 4 getting the bell. The first move comes from Edwards, number 117, who's in a great position with some elevation on the track. She'll use it to launch herself into this really aggressive move to lead everything out. And she's taking care of business right now. The chasing group of 3, no real full response yet. That's Beatrix Moran on the lead for the group of 3. Petard trying to get things picked up around the corner, but it's going to be Edwards taking care of business on the scratch. Watching the sprint between the chasing 3 riders as Edwards cleans up. Petard just about the red line. Looks like she might find it, but then Cafiso with the second gear. She picks it up nicely. It'll be Cafiso, Petard, and then Moran. And then the sprint from the field. Westover positions nicely and finds her way out from the corner. Will end up being 5th in the scratch race for a solid finish out of the field. Up next is the junior 12 to 15-year-old junior boys. I believe it's only junior boys in this group, if I remember right. And known today as the Sparklers. Yeah, for clarification, our printed program does say 12 to 15 men and women. We just only have boys in the group. That's just how the start list looks for this age group. The Sparklers now coming up to their lineup along the rail for their first race today. Scratch race number 1, the short scratch. It's a 4-lap race. First place will earn 1 point in their Omnium. Second place gets 2 points. Third place gets 3. So you get the number of points of your place. The goal is to get the lowest possible score, and that's how we'll order at the end of the day. We'll do it like golf scoring style for their podiums at the end. Lowest score stands on the top step. Off we go again for a neutral. Younger group of riders now, 12 to 15-year-olds in this field. Going for a scratch race now. And this is only 4 laps. It'll be a quick one, but it'll be a fun one to watch here. And this is step 1 for these riders in their Omnium. Unlike the international format, they are not going to be doing a points race at the end to sort it out. It's 3 races. Best performer over the 3 will be your victor today. They're going to get a longer scratch race as their second race of the day, and the last one will be a points race. On deck is our 12 and under junior girls. First move on the very first lap. Here goes number 458. You know it's a short race. You got to get going. That's Ishikawa, I believe. Very quickly, there's a response, though. So Ishikawa is joined by another. 2 at the front of the race. No reason to wait. It's triple shot times 2. 3 to go. Owen Chen, 455 on the lead of the lap with his teammate. Everybody right there behind, including Gavin Fairbanks, number 444. Gathering up over in turn 2 as the threat from Ishikawa is silenced for now. But it won't be long before we see that again. And there's one move away from the group. That looks to be Javi with the black helmet moving away from the group now. Prompting a bit of a response with 2 to go. Mejia off the front. Hunter, 406. There's 456 also in pursuit. That's Sebastian Ryan next up to the leader. Javi looking like he's trying to spin his way to freedom here, away from this field as much as he can stay away from this chasing group. He has to do it for a whole nother lap. It's working so far. Ishikawa's got daylight again now. He sees the track. He's going to start pursuing. The bell's ringing. It's 1 to go. Ishikawa looking down at that front wheel. He's got to do some work to catch the leader. Is anybody else going to help? Ishikawa coming up out of the sprinter's lane. Maybe at first by accident. He'll move out of the way. Relinquishes the front spot. Waiting for the field to try to go get Javi. There's the move from Ishikawa to see if he can catch, or at the least win this bunch sprint. Again, you don't have to win the scratch race to win this Omnium today, but what a great start for Javi for the early move. Javi Mejia will find the victory here. And it's triple shot going 2-3 with Owen Chen getting a nice jump. Ishikawa barely holding on for third as it was Fairbanks, number 444, nearly up to catch on that rear wheel. Fun finish for the Firecrackers, our junior 12 to 15-year-olds having a good time of it. Athletes, please exit on the back straight. All right, next group coming to the rail now. This is our 12 and under junior women, the noisemakers, according to our schedule today. And on deck, under 12 junior men, the snappers. Riders away into the neutral for this quick scratch race. Once we get them into turn 4, they'll get started officially, and it's from there it's just 2 laps. Racing's underway, 2 to go. Quick race here, just 2 very fast laps. The noisemaker is around the corner, and you got to at least help them out with their namesake. Make some noise at the 1 to go mark. Here we go. 1 to go. 6:19 on the lead of the lap is looking one way, but Lilith is coming on the other direction. Side by side, up at the front is going to be Katie Hassel. And Lilith falling a little bit off that attack. It was really well timed to try to come across at the finish line. Lilith back into second position now. The fight here. Katie still holding off any sort of challenger. Halsall will take this one. Oh, and the fight for third is good as well. Magidson comes up. Eva third across the line. Just barely. With the good catch. Coming up to the rail, our last of the groups we get to see today. This is our 12 and under junior men, the Snappers, lining up at the rail for their 2-lap scratch race. Riders away into the neutral. We're going to start out turn 4 for their quick scratch race. Junior Takeover. This will be our last group that we finally get to see here, so everybody will have had a chance to race. One rider getting a little bit of a late start, so we'll try to get him up there. One rider trying to catch up for the start, so don't go too quick down the back straight there. Try to slow the pace a little bit. For the first time in, I think, a very long time, I'm asking the juniors to go slower on the neutral. That's a good warm-up. Try to time it so you hit it right as the whistle's blowing. All right, there we go. Everybody's all together, and we get the whistle, and that's exactly what they'll do. Well, watch out. You got to look before you go down to the sprinter's lane. Look before you move. Look before you move. 2 to go. This is our youngest group of junior boys out here today. This is all part of the Junior Takeover Weekend, which is serving as a regional championship for our youth, giving an opportunity for some fun medals today and sort of signaling to these riders that this kind of mirrors national level style of riding for these riders, the only kind of thing you'd find when you travel to junior nationals. So getting that sort of opportunity here at our Velodrome this weekend is why we really appreciate offering the Junior Takeover and why so many of these families have made their way here to join us. Bell's ringing at 1 to go. 628 up the top is making the first big move. Diego Avery taking over on the lead of the lap has been looking pretty good this weekend and now looking great in front of the field on this first scratch. A couple of the local Jerry Baker Jr. team looking forward, thinking about responding. Haven't found their full speed just yet as Diego's taking care of this scratch race pretty handedly. And here we go. Put your hands together for Diego picking up this one. Great first race for the Californian. And the sprint for second. Ooh. I think it's going to go 6:24 and then 6:31. That's Evan Flom, third across the line. I believe that might have been Zubin second across. 2 riders with the Jerry Baker Jr.'s race team. Everybody please exit on the back straight as your race is all wrapped up. Nice job. We're calling up on the next race is what I was told. Riders to the rail for the 15-18 junior men. Bottle Rockets to the rail, please, for your start. I will call you up based on the IO points for the next race. Last call. Is there any? It looks like we're one short to our start list. Last call for junior 15, 18-year-old junior men. 15, 18 junior men. Last call. Riders in the neutral, we're coming back all the way to the top of our order here. This is the Bottle Rockets back out for race number 2. Now in a tempo. Points only at the front. For the IO, there's going to be a couple of laps that won't matter. I mean, they matter, in our hearts at least, but no points during that time. Until you hear the bell, then the first rider across the line picks up a point. There's so many different types of points today, it can get kind of confusing. Those points do not carry forward. These points are used to determine the order of this race. Winner of this race gets 15 points, just like the winner from the scratch, to carry forward in the International Omnium. So the way that still stacks upon itself is the same as any other race in the IO. But to figure out the order here, it's based on who's got the most points within this race. And that's only going to be earned at the very front. We'll know when we're starting to count it. You'll hear the bell reminding the riders and all of us that that's begun. Memory serves right. We'll hear a bell when riders are seeing 9 to go. First point next time around. Riders now seeing 11. Bell next time. Feel getting warmed up in position and thinking about getting those first couple of points. Getting even 1 point in a field of this size on what is there's only 8 laps to pick up any sort of value here. So even finding 1 point can be so important for the positions in this race. It can be the difference between being top 5 or being out of those top 5 just by picking up 1 anywhere in the race. So oftentimes this first one can be pretty contested. The freshest legs are going to try to fight over it. We'll see how this one goes as we now hit a pretty high point on the track. Everybody's sort of feeling that tension for the first one. Now with 9 to go, the bell's ringing. Next time around, first rider across the line picks up a point. The green of Triple Shot leading us around into the corner now. Getting this first point. Fairbanks on the wheel. 4 will accelerate to find it. That's number 4. for the first point on this lap. Confirmed by our officials as well. Your first rider. Fairbanks trying to stay on the lead of the lap for now, but he will be contested. No surprise. One can be an awful lot in this type of a format. So here comes your second sprint. Ooh, a fight. It'll be on the outside, I believe. That should go to 40. It is confirmed as 40. Also with 1 point now and a tie at the lead of the race. Back on the front is your early leader, number 4. Going to pick one up here. No contest, it looks like. That will be 4, scoring his second point. Now alone at the top of the leaderboard. Afan, number 40, with a single point in second. All the riders looking for their first. Wide across the track on this one. Whoa! I think Edge is going to hold on. 4-0 on the inside, should be getting that one. Made it tough, though, as it looks like Noel Moran, the rider in black with the white helmet, saw an opportunity to sneak one in and couldn't quite get it done. Tie for first between Afan and Fairbanks. Everybody else looking for any points so far. Already half the points have been divvied out. Riders seeing 4 to go. Fairbanks should get that one. Number 4 on the inside scores his third. 41, trying again and just coming up short. The brutal format that is the tempo. You got to get all the way to that front or you get nothing for that spent effort. Tied for first has been broken temporarily. It keeps going back and forth between Fairbanks and Afan, but now we have a new challenger. As the field sits high, Cody Chang, big move. And the field is sitting high. Chang, great time move here. I love this, and this is going to potentially pay off for at least 2 points. Fairbanks doesn't want to catch. He's okay right now. He's letting this one cruise at the moment. Afon's probably not feeling too pressured either. They're already secured as being in top 3 position just by having more than a couple points in their back pocket already. It's going to have to come from somewhere else. So Rocco Alexander, the first to start responding. Your leader on the home straight, still looking nice and smooth. He'll pick up his second. Cody Chang now in a tie for second with 2. At 2 to go. Should be on pace to take a tie with the leader. Might end up even winning here. Yeah, and if he ends up in a tie with the leader, the tie break, just like in a normal points race, is based on your finishing order on that last lap. So keeps this position. Even if he weren't to pick up a point, he's likely going to be your winner. But based on points alone, he might find the rest of them here. Well-timed move from Chang. And I think Fairbanks feels like he still wants to try to pick up the win here today in this one. So he's going to start hustling a little bit. Chang with point number 3, now tied for the lead at 1 to go. Fairbanks feeling the pressure to at least try. He'll go out from the group and go on this last lap, and he brings with him that sneaky challenger. There's Kai Afan following him all the way. Setting up a pretty interesting finish, as it will be the catch down the back straight. An impressive race for Chang, who should be able to be in a top 3 spot, no questions asked. And now with Afan catching alongside of Fairbanks. Fairbanks does most of the work for the catch, and Afan will cash in on the sprint. We have a 3-way tie on the leaderboard, and guess who takes it? Kai Afan, based on its finishing order there at the end, as I believe it's 3 riders all with 3 points apiece, if I'm not mistaken. How could it be? That's not possible. There's only 8 points available. Stand by for the official results, but a good finish. Kai Afan on the wheel of Fairbanks does the right move there, following the catch, and then makes the finish interesting, picking up that final point. So it should be a 3-way tie. 3 points, 9 points are the total available. So Afan in with 3 points. Should get the tiebreak as he came across the line in front of Fairbanks, also with 3. Cody Chang, the breakaway rider, picking up 3 points all by himself. Nobody else finding any points in that race today. So nice job for our top 3. A great contest in today's tempo. Your next group now coming up to the rail for their start. This is the 14-18 junior women. Since the finishing order kind of set the whole thing there on that last lap for most of the riders, we had to make sure we had enough time for scoring. Sounds like we're good to go. Also, race number 2 for this group in their International Omnium, the Tempo. 10 laps in total. First bell we'll hear for this one is at 7 to go to signal the beginning of the points. First rider across the line each lap until the end gets 1 point, so fewer laps to pick up these points. Even 1 point can go so far, especially when the race is so short. And the sound of the whistle invites a bit of speed here from Kafiso, who does not want to let this thing sit slow at all. Team Epic up on the pedals quickly. That's Petard that joins in with the speed of Kafiso, making it a duo off the front. At 9 to go, no bell yet for point at the front of the field, so this is just testing the group and sort of getting things started. There's still time to recover from that sort of attack and set yourself back into the field again before you got to do one more of those. So the group will sit back up again and take just a moment of respite before picking back up for this tempo. Kafiso reminding everybody what she's capable of, and she's going to be threatening that kind of maneuver throughout this race. If it's going slow, look for her to send another one off the front like that and pick up some points. Bell next time around. You get the bell next time, and then we'll start giving out those precious points. Thanks for the shout out on the live stream about the on-screen graphics. I'm right next to the man who's been helping us make this all happen. He's up here talking with our live stream crew right now. So Dominic up here killing it for us behind the scenes. I know. It's looking good. Thanks for the call out. If you appreciate seeing the great live stream coverage in the overlay, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it. Hey, here's the bell ringing for our first points of the race next time around. First rider takes the lead of this race with the points. Tempo is now really underway. The Firecrackers, the 14-18 junior women. Happy 4th to everyone out there. The first move really starting to come together here. That looks to be Hazel Baker, if I'm not mistaken. Trying one here on the first lap. A fight for the points. It looks like the catch will happen down the home straight. 117. Grace Edwards picks up point number 1. Been very strong here this weekend in this group. Raced really well with the open women field last night for Friday night racing. Good top speed, good overall endurance. Clearly able to be in on a lot of the maneuvers here today. So Edwards having a good start here to this one. Petard has been in on almost every maneuver of this field as well so far. That's the rider in pink with the white helmet. So she's up here in this break group, as is Cafiso. For Team Epic, that's number 202. This time it'll be 117 again for her second point. That's a lot in this short tempo race for one rider to be picking up. The move from number 116, Beatrix Moran, trying to bridge up to the leaders. Good idea. See if she can carry that momentum into this and maybe challenge for her first point. Petard back to the front. There's Edwards taking over on the lap again. Cafiso following the wheel. Maybe trying to position herself to snipe a point here or there. Not this time. Edwards for point number 3 at 4 to go. That's 117 with her third point. Your leader with 3. Everybody else seeking their first opportunity to score today. Cafiso pulls up above the blue line. Edwards underneath. And there comes Beatrix Moran up, who's made that bridging effort from the back group up to the leaders, trying to contest with these two strong athletes who have been at the front now. Cafiso trying to find an opportunity to score. Edwards not allowing anyone to take anything from her. So now here's, not trying to coach from the mic as I see what she's doing. She just did it. Numerically, she really can't get beat anymore. So there's really nothing except for the mental victory of like taking all the points in this race. But you've got 2 more races after this. Edwards doesn't really have a lot of motivation anymore to get more points. Sit up, rest the legs, get ready for the next race. And that's exactly what she does. So she knows what she's up to. She came out here with a game plan. Go aggressive early on. Make sure we get these points. And I don't need to work too hard from there on out. Might as well still pick up the points that are available. She will go get one more. This is essentially insurance policy for Edwards, though. Importantly, if no one else gets points, it's a scratch race for the rest of the field. So keep that in mind here for our other athletes. They've got to be thinking about the scoreboard and how this is playing out so far. If you have 0 points, and so does the rest of the field besides your leader, you're just racing a scratch race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Down the back straight, Cafiso coming back up to Edwards again. Trying to carry some momentum into turn 4. Will she be permissed to pick up something here? It looks like she will be. Team Epic finding her first points of the race. That'll give her a lone share of 2nd place now. The rest of the field, as the bell's ringing, looking for anything. There's still this last lap. Beatrix is in a good position, number 116. She's got that pink and dark green kit on, now taking over the front in front of Team Epic. Pick up this final point. It would be good for 2nd place and the tiebreak against Cafiso, although Cafiso's responding nicely here. Gets right back on the wheel of the leader. They're going to fight over this one. Braun trying to get one here. Cafiso digging in deep for another fight. And Team Epic's got enough. That'll be enough for 2nd here today. Edwards, number 117. Very dominant throughout this race. Doesn't have to race those final couple laps to still be your champ for this one. But of course, the most importantly for the IO, the points carry forward. We'll see more from this great field in their elimination race. That's stage 3 of the International Omnium later today. All right, bring our next group up to the rail, please. Your 12 to 15-year-olds are on their way. The Sparklers to the rail. Riders into the neutral.
No, I mean before that.
It's the second race for the Sparklers. A scratch race, 8 laps. Double the distance of their first race that we saw from this group earlier. Currently neutral. Get them started out of turn 4 as we've been doing all day. Should be another fun race for this group. On deck, we've got the under 12 and under, pardon me, junior women. 12 and under junior men. Riders through the turn. Looking good. There's your signal for racing to go underway. 8 to go. Just a long enough race here. Probably going to be seeing some things just going around together as a group. A little bit of team ride mentality in the early laps. Just long enough. You're not going to want to waste any energy. So everybody's going to be a bit selfish here. Save it for when it counts most. That appears to be the current approach as we are sitting wide across the track. Official warning to rider 116 Moran for not holding her line on the final sprint. Warning from the officials to rider 116 Moran on the previous race for not holding the line on the final sprint. Now things are stretched out behind what looks to be the black and blue of the Jerry Baker Jr. kit. Plenty of the local team want to pick up the speed now at 6 to go. 6:17 is Walter Giddens off the front now by a little bit. And the green responding very fast. Big move off the front. See if there's anyone in the field willing to go chase this thing down. Now you're seeing some acceleration from the top half of the field as they're ready to go. Big change with speed from the group on the back end of this one at 5 to go. Feeling the pressure from 456 being caused by Sebastian Ryan as Ishikawa is going to have to go do some work. As is Owen Chen getting up there to the catch very quickly, it looks like. As Ishikawa leading the rest of the field down that back straight. Losing a couple riders along the way, so we're a little bit small of a group. After all that acceleration started by Sebastian, the rider in green, who's still at the front of this field. Looking over his left shoulder, waiting to see if anybody else wants to take over. The Aussies are in. They're watching. How many beers are you in, fellas? I heard last night that you were going to be fixing bikes and drinking beers. That sounds like a good way to spend our 4th of July. Our friends from Darwin tuning in as they often do. They are a day ahead. But if they're drinking now, they're celebrating our 4th. That's all I got to say. It's right now. I can't handle the time difference. It just sets my mind into two different places. I can't quite compute. 3 to go. Everything's settling back in. We're on the wings of number 444 at the moment. Gavin Fairbanks kind of flanking him on both sides as the two lineups of this field. We've got a chasing group currently in turn 1. A couple of our local team riders trying to keep things close. Following our field up above the blue line right now. It's giving an opportunity for the chase to close down the gap quite a bit. In fact, I think some of them are feeling the opportunity to get back in there. So they'll try to get back into this slipstream, sit in the group. Should be able to make the catch through the corner at 2 to go. Just as the speed gets picking back up, though. Fairbanks taking over down the sprinter's lane. There's Sebastian up high above the blue line. Fairbanks pulling out from the lead position, working his way up towards the rail. Couple quick rotations around in the front, looking for a new leader. You can see riders banding that sprinter's lane. A little bit gun shy here. Don't want to get this thing started too soon. Don't want this sprint to go all the way from corner 3 before the bell's even ringing. So just kind of ramping it up. The positioning now, a lot of riders sitting high. Use that potential bank to help them. Look for some speed down here on the home straight as the bell's ringing at 1 to go. 1 to go. Ben Zhang way up high for the Jerry Baker Jr. team is threatening to take over the front, but right now it's one of his teammates down low. I believe that's Javi that's found his way to the lead. There goes Zhang now down at the rail. He makes the move, but he's followed by Triple Shot Cycling now in position, and there's the big jump. Zhang leading things out for him, and he follows this wheel beautifully. Owen Chen, there's Ishikawa coming out from the middle of the field. What a great second effort for him. Ben Zhang nearly finding a top 2 or 3 sprint there. Well positioned in corner 1. It was fun to watch that one develop for him. Positioned nicely. Owen picked the right wheel to follow through that as he went high through all that movement, set him up for that great finish. Owen Chen for Triple Shot getting another good one here today. He's had a fantastic looking weekend, and Ishikawa surprising me yet again. I didn't even see him coming from 5-6 wheels back in that field to get all the way up to second place, it looked like, for the finish. '12 and under junior women to the rail. The Noisemakers. Come on down. Sunday, it's 10:35 there in Darwin. Only 1 beer so far. That's the beer count for our for the Australian friends. Still fixing bikes, though. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Next group at the rail, we'll give them quick instructions as soon as we're ready for their start. The June Takeover continuing on here.
Actually, I wasn't ever. Second year I did the GP.
The long scratch for the 12 and under junior girls. The Noisemaker is on the track now. Again, this is their second race for the mass start events we've been racing today. They're also running an Omnium, but not an IO format for the younger juniors. Kind of a reverse scoring. The better your place, the lower your number. That's good. So for first place, you get 1 point. For second place, you get 2 points. And at the end of 3 races, we'll see who has the lowest score. Take out the golf scorecard. Lowest points steps on the highest step on the podium at the end of this one. Juniors getting the signal. Noisemakers, your race is underway. 6 laps to go. Put your hands together and make some noise for the youngest groups out here today. Kind of similar to the last group, you got to imagine this is just long enough a scratch race. You want to be on a little bit of a team ride to start. If you were just to attack from the gun, so to speak, it would be a lot of energy spent kind of in the wrong way. So right now we're rolling things together. Watch this for a couple more laps as our juniors are scheming and planning their next move. 5 to go. Still sitting 3 wide right now, down the back straight. Another full lap completed at this very moderate tempo. Leading this Omnium right now, based on the result from that first race. We saw 6:19 Katie Halsell win in the short scratch. She's riding in the dark jersey and that gray helmet, number 619, right near the front of the group. So no surprise to see the juniors kind of fanning around her position. And everybody adding a little bit of fun extra distance by staying nice and high on the track, right? The blue line, not the shortest lane around the track, but why not when you're going a little slower? Not trying to save energy necessarily right now, just everybody on this group ride still shortening the race for now. Racing age 12 and under in this group, seeing 3 to go. 3 to go. You can see a little bit of acceleration there. Kind of felt the energy pick up at least 1 notch. And everybody's starting to respond now as the front getting faster, starting with your winner from the short scratch. That's Halsell taking off a little bit. Now on the lead of the lap, kind of by herself. Everybody's starting to catch back up. Still adding distance by kind of racing at the blue line. Still a wide open sprinter's lane. Everybody keeping it nice and high. Hitting the home straight, still looking around to see if anybody's going to do anything. That sprinter's lane looking awfully inviting. 2 to go. Everybody knows they're trying to follow Katie around, and Katie's full aware of it. She understands that the way she won that first race, everybody's going to be watching her closely. It's Eva Magidson up above the blue line directly behind her. Now 2 riders starting accelerating side by side. Down into turn 3 now. Lilith starting to advance a little bit. That's the rider with that red helmet for the Jerry Baker Jr. is in the front in the sprinter's lane now. And there's your bell. 1 to go. 1 to go. The front 5 all lined up behind Halsell now on this bell lap, who's coming in next to challenge. Triple shot in perfect position here. Lilith also holding on still to fight this one on the final lap. Eva coming up into the sprinter's lane. Kind of a box down there to be in, though, for Magidson. Edwards has the high position and has the most mobility here. 4 across the track. A nice sprint finish here. Oh, man. It'll be also, I think it's then Lilith and then Eva unofficially will go 1, 2, 3 in that one. And there we go. Give it a good round of applause to all of our finishers. Fantastic work here today in the long scratch. And next, for their second race, our 12 and under junior men, the Snappers, for the long scratch. Into the neutral. The other youngest group here today, our 12 and under junior boys. Upcoming for the eliminations from the IO, we will be doing call-ups in order of your current points in the IO. So for the upper juniors, please do be prepared for that. When we're calling you over, we will do call-ups in order of your current standing in the IO. First for the elimination, we'll do the same thing for the points race, so you know how many points you have starting for your final race of the event. And there we go. The signal has been given. Racing age 12 and under. You've got 6 to go in the scratch race. Put your hands together for their start. Coming in quick here, seeing 5 to go. Pretty good tempo early on in the scratch. They've got a couple laps here still to work their way towards this finish. That's Zubin Nathwani at the front, number 624. Zubin finishing second in that scratch race, so he's got some good top speed. We saw the short scratch race, I should say, the first race for this Omnium today. See what he can do here on the longer race of the two. Four to go. Zubin's still leading the lap for the group, so he takes one big long pull all the way around, then gets out of the way for someone else to take over. Max Styles, number 630. One of our riders from Victoria coming down, the triple shot colors. They got a couple different kits and colorations here this weekend. Up alongside a couple of our riders now into turn 3. 3 to go. Zubin gets things picked up again. He was through the middle of the group, takes over on the front. His teammate right behind him is Augustus Brown Howard, number 602. He's kind of single file behind Zubin right now. He's putting in a pretty fast lap. Taking these really long poles, kind of helping the crowd out actually a little bit here. So a pretty long one again for Zubin. 2 to go. Max Styles smartly just following in his shadow at the moment. Might as well if you got this big kid right in front of you doing all this work. Sit in that slipstream and enjoy it. Coach says up to the rail, Cameron. Up to the rail. Good job. Bell's ringing. Here we go. Zubin has just been leading this thing around for a couple laps. Let's see what happens now. Stay up high, Cameron. Stay up high. Good job. That's not quite the rail, but it's close enough. I mean, the rail might move at him. What happens if he gets too close and it just jumps at him? You never know. Big move here for our rider in the orange helmet. Taking over on the lead is Diego Avery, waiting for his opportunity. The winner of the first race for this group. He'll try and do it again. Nice setup. Good execution and the strong finish. And Zubin's just got overall good athleticism here. He's been leading this field for so long, and they still can't come around. He'll take second place again in this one. Nice job to Cameron as well. Number 623 having a good race here today. 608, great job to Royce. Our riders will exit on the back straight. Stand by for your call-up in order for the elimination. All right, I think our track looks clear enough to begin calling up our riders. We're going to go in order as the current standings are, including your points totals. In first, we have a tie, 2 riders, both with 29 points apiece. Number 4, Keegan Fairbanks, and number 40, Kaya Fawn. Currently in third with 24 points. Number 41, Noel Moran. In fourth with 22 points, Oliver Villanueva. In fifth with 21, Rocco Alexander. In sixth with 20, William Hong and Cody Chang. In eighth with 18 points, Finlayson Blake. Ninth with 17th, Maxim. With 15, Tim Wong. With 15, Daniel Pagushin. And with 12, Rowan Newell. All riders, please report to the rail for your start. Riders into the neutral for the elimination. Last rider across the line will be eliminated all the way down to the end. Starting almost immediately as long as we get around this neutral together. As of note, before we started, I was told as well that if there's a rider off the back, we still will be making the call and pulling one rider per lap. Coach says, remember, this is not a national championship. This is not worth something risky. Don't find gaps that don't exist. Don't make space that ain't there. Let's stay upright and have a good race. Put your hands together for this first lap, everybody. Here we go. Elimination racing underway. Next time around, last rider pulled from the race. Next time around. All right. Now, my main job, besides a little bit of race information, is going to be making sure riders hear their numbers and their names, along with our officials team helping with that. So that's job number one during the elimination, is very clear communication on my part for our competitors. Already a quick lap going here for this one. Smegly all the way at the back right now, high on the track, needs to find position to try to stick around another lap. He'll start accelerating here. Should be okay. 4:03, Pagushin. And here we go. Already down one. Smegly back there at the back again. He's going to go low this time. The red helmet up high. Triple shot. Colors moving to the right. Trying to stay in another lap. It'll be 4:04. Smegly. Maxim, 4:04. Thanks for joining us. If you're here in the park cheering on the kids with us today or just walking by and curious what's going on, this is day 2 of the Junior Takeover at the Velodrome. We're here a lot during the summer, and we race quite frequently. Our main show and our main event is every Friday at 7 p.m. Great event to come and check out. Also, we broadcast it live on our YouTube. Right now, we've got ourselves another elimination. Whoa. 459 is Newell. Team Epic, Newell. Yeah, some 4th of July themed kits. The Stars and Stripes is for national champions, so we've got a couple of them out there today. 329, Finlayson, Blake, 329. So a little bit of education for the fans out there. The Stars and Stripes that our kids are wearing. Basically, once you get a national championship, it's encouraged to get a version of your kit with the Stars and Stripes on it for the next season. And we here at our track are happy to have the kids wear them as long as they'd like and as many events as they'd like. So they've won some sort of national championship in the year previous to have the Stars and Stripes on their kit. 317 is Rocco Alexander. Got a sprint champ out there in the Stars and Stripes at the very back end. So Huang's trying to play that position at the back of the field right now. You also got the Stars and Stripes of Fairbanks. I believe it is part of the team sprint, team pursuit for Fairbanks last year. I was trying to remember where he earned his stripes from. .326 is Cody Chang. Cody Chang. Huang holds on for another lap. You're going to see him play the back of this line quite a bit, I think, over the next couple laps. He's trying to get as much slipstream as he can back there. The sprinter's got great acceleration. That's not his problem. It's going to be the long-term endurance. So sit on the slipstream, recover after the speed, get back in it, get another punch, knock someone out, recover again. That's kind of the game you play. Uh-oh. Huang in trouble here, though. Should be okay for one more lap. 331. That's Tim Wong. 331. Down to 5. Top 5 positions now. Villanueva out there in the back spot, starting to move his way up for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. We've got Kaya Fawn in a tough spot, as well as Huang, but I think he knows it's coming. 301. The sprinter found on that lap. gets 5th place in the elimination, down to 4. Villanueva on the back end behind Afon, the rider in black and red for Edge Cycling, traveling all the way from Pennsylvania once again to compete here on the weekend for Junior Takeover. Right in front of him, the Stars and Stripes. That's Keegan Fairbanks, the local competitor. And we still got Moran in there, number 41. Your top 3 in the IO are still in the race. Villanueva punching up a level in this race. He's getting a good finish here today. He'll be fighting for this position. Whoa! 41 on the inside. It's Moran in 4th. Noel Moran, 41, down to 3. I was just mentioning Villanueva working his way up here. This is a good finish for him. He positioned himself now to get top 3. He is up against Fairbanks and Afon for this one. Tough sprint upcoming between these 3. Villanueva starting to do some work, thinking about maybe positioning himself next to Afon. Can't quite hold him in. He's able to get enough maneuverability, enough room. He's not boxed down and in. And just enough for Afon as the bell's ringing. 3-2-8 is the official elimination. Straight lines help, gentlemen. Villanueva eliminated, and it's down to Fairbanks and Afon. Fairbanks just hits the rail and says goodbye, and notices that Afon doesn't have the response. Maybe still a little shooken up from that near collision moment we had there as they're heading into turn 1. Well navigated for the junior boys, and a great race overall. Good finish for Fairbanks, taking the elimination. We'll add 15 to the scorecard. Kai Fon with a great race here today for Edge Cycling. Picks up 14 in the IO. Looking good here this afternoon. Plenty more racing to come for them in that big points race to end it. Stand by for the call-ups for our next group. This is our 14 to 18 junior women. I also will call up based on the standings in the IO. All right, now we get to the Firecrackers, the 14-18 junior women IO, continuing on into their elimination. We'll call up in order of their points as it currently stands. In first with 30 points, Grace Edwards. Currently in second with 28, Stella Cafiso. Currently in third with 25, Beatrix Moran. In fourth with 24, Charlie Petard. And in fifth with 23, Charlotte Westover. Brenna Fuller, 19 points. Hazel Baker, 18. Mila Ludwig, 18. Sophia Avery, 17. Lola Warbeck, 14. Maya Reddy. All riders ready to the rail now for their start. On the previous race, number 4 receiving the relegation from the officials will end up in second place overall as a result of the relegation. That relegation for dangerous riding to number 4. Relegation for dangerous riding. Riders away into the neutral. Again, the elimination, same rules apply. Last rider across each lap gets pulled. My number 1 job will be to make sure to communicate that clearly along with our official team. All about getting as many points as you can for the IO conclusion, the points race. Sound of the whistle means racing is underway. Our last rider across the line next time around will be pulled from the race. Off we go here to the elimination. We'll pay attention out of the back end of these fields as they're coming through. Not a lot of room to maneuver up high. A lot of room down low, but it looks like it's going to be 2-1-1. Maya ready. Kind of an unusual formation as it was very tight formation on the highest part of the track there, but there was a lot of room to maneuver down the sprinter's lane and kind of in the lower half of the track. A lot of daylight there to be found. For our passerbyers that are checking out what we're doing here today, you can learn more about our full programs and all we offer, including our race programs and our education programs on our website, velodrome.org. You're just out enjoying a nice afternoon bike ride. Thanks for stopping by. 2-1-6, Sophia Avery. As I was mentioning, we have adult classes to help get people riding on track bikes. If you just want to be a spectator and check it out, my big invite would be to come by on a Friday for our 7 p.m. main event we do every single week. July is the best month to come watch. We've got the GP coming up soon. Our Friday nights are always fast and fun. We've got food trucks, beverage garden, and good racing action on that schedule every single Friday at 7 o'clock as long as it ain't raining. Here's another one coming up to the line. .217, Lola Warbeck. And we've assumed a position above the blue line. So hitting the brakes a little bit here in this elimination. Renna Fuller will take the lead spot. Might as well jump up there. It's as long as he ain't last, take the front spot. Stay in another lap. Why not? 104, Charlotte Westover. Down to 7 riders currently. Fuller still on the lead of the lap with Petard on her right-hand side, which they'll start to actually accelerate a little bit. Fuller will match. That's also Edwards up above Petard. So 3 riders setting the pace at the front now, taking charge. And the tough spot at the back is Beatrix. She's got all the room in the world, though. Should be able to start maneuvering into position. So the elimination will happen down low. Mila Ludwig, 2-8. Mila Ludwig. Six riders remain. Beatrix still in that back position. Has the most control over her own destiny. Petard actually in a little bit of a tough spot right now. Everybody trying to figure out where their space will come from. It might be Petard in the toughest spot currently. It is Charlie Petard, 114. Eliminated that lap. Into the top 5. Both Renna Fuller and Hazel Baker, local riders in this group, getting a much better result in this race than they were able to find in earlier contests for this field. Now finding top 5 in this one, with both Cafiso and Edwards being frequent names up at the front, as well as Beatrix. So this is a strong group of 5. This might be the tough lap for Baker, although she's finding some space. Oh, look out! It's going to be down low. 108 is Renna Fuller, out in 5th. Baker cruises down into the sprinter's lane, kind of moves a little along. The fastest finisher we've seen in this group so far has clearly been Edwards overall, currently leading by winning both of the first 2 events. So he'll take over in the front. I think Hazel was feeling like if I go early, maybe I can get some position advantage against him, but just not quite enough. That's 201. Hazel Baker out in 4th. An excellent result. Edwards looking over the left shoulder, kind of figuring out where the rest of the competitors are, and they're all right there. The attack from Stella as they descend through that back straight into the turn. Beatrix also getting up on top of things now, trying to catch that rear wheel of Edwards, who had such a dominant tempo race. With the bell ringing, Edwards has to come up out of the sprinter's lane to keep in this race, and it looks like it'll be enough. 116 is the call. 116. Moran. Bell has already rung, so it's Kafiso head-to-head with Edwards. This matchup we've seen before. Both of these great competitors have looked well matched today, although it's been Edwards' race to lose so far. I think she's got one more match to burn here, no question about it. She'll jump in turn 3, and that should do it. Kafiso might even just say, you know what? We got more racing to go. Let's let this one slide. Good race, great elimination. Edwards will take it. Kafiso with an excellent race. It's a smart move. Just let that one cruise to its finish. No reason not to. We are not calling up on this group, so once we got the track clear, we get the signal, all riders will come to the rail for their start. This is the points race for the 12 to 15-year-olds. The Sparklers on deck. All right, let's bring the riders up to the rail. 12 to 15-year-olds to the rail. 12 to 15-year-olds to the rail. Riders currently neutral for the points race. This is our Sparklers 12 to 15-year-old competitors in a 4x3 points race. 12 laps in total. You'll hear bells on the lap before they're sprinting for points. Points go 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the first 4 riders across the line. Double the points on the final lap. 4 chances to sprint in total every 3 laps. There's your whistle. Racing's now underway. Pretty quick points race. Not a lot of rest between these 4 sprints. This is still part of an omnium, so the best finisher here gets the smallest number. We're kind of doing golf scoring for these kids. You get the number of your place. So if you get first place, you score 1. You get second place, you score 2. And the points are the only way we decide the order here for this particular one. The most number of points will be the winner of the points race. I know there's all sorts of numbers to keep track of. I promise it all works out in the end. Which also might work out in the end is some speed from this group. We still look on the neutral. We're holding on. It's a decently long race overall, and it's going to be pretty grueling once this thing gets going because there's going to be sprint after sprint after sprint. Javi's feeling the same way. He's thinking, let's go. Forces the field to jump up. Javi leading us down into 11 to go here through the home straight. The kids respond quickly. Javi tests the water. The field jumps in and then immediately gets right back out again up above the blue line. But we are setting ourselves up for this first sprint. The bell is coming. So field is kind of positioning themselves for the first of these point sprints. There's bell number 1. And the first move from the field is 458 Ishikawa. His teammate Chen matching his wheel very nicely. There goes Sebastian Ryan, the rider, and from our side, he's got green, on the other side blue, with the white helmet. So a couple of these riders coming down from British Columbia really setting the pace for this age group and have been all weekend. And look at them racing side by side. They're in each other's shadow as they hit the turn. Such a well-matched effort from these two. Ishikawa 5, it's 455, 456, and 406. Confirming our finishing order there. Results are already in. Let's take a look at our results as they stand after one sprint. Ishikawa, your early leader, with 5 points. And second with 3 is Owen Chen. Sebastian Ryan in third with 2. Joshua Hunter in fourth with 1. 8 to go. Bell next lap. Seeing all the kids race. If you're feeling inspired yourself, this is a great facility to learn about racing. We have Camp Velo, which is our summer camp for kids, a week-long educational opportunity. Generally, we're looking for age 8 to 16 to be the perfect age to start. Come out here for a full week, and at the end, you'll actually be part of the Monday night racing program if you so choose. Junior racing every single Monday night during our 7 p.m. program. We also have adult classes on the weekend, 4-hour classes on Saturdays and Sundays throughout the summer that you can sign up through our website if you have any curiosities about that. Here we go, 7 to go. Another sprint now underway. Owen Chen leading the sprint this time. That's 455 on the front. Big speed for the rider from Triple Shot once again. Joshua Hunter, the local with the red helmet, next closest rider. Here comes Sebastian Ryan, the rider in green right behind him. And there's Ishikawa from midfield recovering here. Javi also coming up on the wheel. It's still Owen Chen off the front. Doesn't look like he's going to be challenged this time very much, but the sprint behind him is looking very close. Chen, Ishikawa, Mejia, and then Hunter. They'll bunch up back again up at the rail, allowing the chasing riders to reassume position. Five to go. We'll get the results updates here in just a moment as our points are getting put in and confirmed. Tie for first for 2 riders, Ishikawa and Chen, the teammates, both with 8 points apiece. A tie for third between 3 riders, all with 2 points. Sebastian Ryan, Joshua Hunter, and Javi Mejia. Everybody else looking for their first point of this race so far. Your field and also the front of the race is now entering the home straight. Everybody else on the track is behind the field. Here's the bell. 4 to go. Sprint incoming. Your leaders in the race are the teammates, 455 and 458. There goes one of them off the front now. Rounding through the corner, Hunter, the rider with that red helmet. His teammate right behind him is Gavin Fairbanks, trying to get some of his first points of the race. Ishikawa, once again, coming from the middle of the field. Kind of become his very special move he's just done a couple times. Is just kind of sit in the middle and then accelerate when he needs to. Owen Chen from the front will pick up 5 again. There's 458, 626, and I think it was 406 for 1 point again. That might need confirmation. My call is always unofficial, but it's as close as we can get until we do get the official confirmation, which comes in very quickly thanks to our great officiating team, checking results and ensuring that this is all done as best as we can. That's Javi Mejia off the front. trying another early move well before the bell, and this is for the big points at the end of the race. An aggressive move for 3:30 at 2 to go. Worked for him earlier today in the scratch. He thought, I can try it again. See the field actually sitting 3 wide here now. This is not the posture of let's go get him. They're letting him roll away with it again. This is big, as this could set up Javi for a victorious moment here in this race. Let's check the results before this final sprint. We won't have a lot of time to do it. Your leader is Ishikawa with 13. Excuse me, Chen with 13. Ishikawa with 11 in second. Josh Hunter in third with 3. Javi with 2 points, as is Sebastian Ryan with 2. Sparsh Patel with 2. The bell is already rung, and I think the 10 points are going to go the way of Javi. So if that's the case, there's a possibility here that Javi gets as high as second, depending on what happens with Chen and Ishikawa. Javi with a great move here. Top 5 finish on his way for that breakaway effort. Back to the field for this big sprint, though. The teammates fighting for the points. Whoa. That's not a great move out of the sprinter's lane. It'll be 55, 58, and 406 in that order across the line. And officials will be handing an official relegation to 455, which will put him out of the points in the final sprint. Moving up Ishikawa, I believe, as a result. And will probably put him overall in first at the end of that race. So an impactful decision. That's a relegation for exiting the sprinter's lane while the sprint was engaged, excuse me. This is our 12 and under junior women. The Noisemakers up at the rail for their start in their points race. On deck, 12 and under junior boys will be coming up next. Another points race for our 12 and under junior girls. This is a 9-lap 3x3. Same rules apply, but 3 sprints instead of 4 total. Everything else about the race you just saw will apply here. On deck, the 12 and under junior boys will be our last event for them as well, their points race. And then we get into the last 2 races of the program. The finals for the International Omnium for both the junior boys and the junior women in those events today. On the track now, though, our noisemakers, the 12 and under junior girls, in their neutral for the points race. Racing underway, 9 to go. I'm just now catching this question from much earlier. I didn't realize this was in the live stream chat, but are there any elimination specialists in this field? I'll have to go down to the field and maybe if there's an on-field interview, maybe Amara can figure out if any of our juniors are elimination specialists. I don't think so. I'm not sure. It's tough to even say if I know of any elimination specialists in our elite field, so to speak. I mean, the only one I can think of who punches above his performance maybe in some other races in this last season was Nolan Adams. For the way he races that particular, it's just rare to find somebody who can specialize in a race format so much to say that's a specialist for this at this level. Obviously, the more professional you go, the higher up you work your way into the sport, the more you have to be specialized generally to be competitive. But generally speaking around here, not something we see a whole lot of in terms of specializing in any particular contest. You usually pick one side of the sport eventually. You're either going to be a sprinter, you're going to be more endurance, or some hybrid of the two. So you kind of put yourself in the middle. At this age, though, for this group, it's all about just learning the basics, the fundamentals. Learn when to go fast, learn when not to go fast, when to let someone else do the work. And most importantly, learning how to race safe and predictably, communicating with the group around you, being a known quantity in the field. And there's your first bell. And that gets the crowd putting their hands together a little bit to help the girls along. 7 to go. Halsell, number 619, has been sort of the leader of the pack so far in the racing today. She leads them around on this lap once again. Now a good acceleration from Katie. She goes down the sprinter's lane, takes control at the front. Good position for Lilith, trying to challenge. Edwards trying to get some points here as well. It'll be 619. Whoa, I think it's 607, 615. I think. And then 605. That's my unofficial call. But boy, it was close between Lilith and Eva there at the line. We'll see who ends up getting the 3 points in that sprint. Certainly Katie, your early leader, will get 5. After the first sprint is all wrapped up, we'll get the results shortly. Next bell at 4 to go. Katie pulling away from the group, still adding a little bit of distance to her race today by racing at the blue line. She's got Magidson and Edwards behind. The short lane's still open. I guess I should just kind of give up on that point. The blue line has just been the chosen place here. It's all good. It's part of the learning. There's your bell for the second sprint. Also still in the lead of the lap. Magidson and Edwards following. And up comes the rider from Triple Shot. That's 629 now coming up and challenging. Look out for Ivy Styles. Getting in a good place there in this one. Also takes over on the front. Styles still in the sprinter's lane in front of both Magidson and Edwards. Eva accelerating a little bit around the corner, starts to take over for that second place position. Edwards following on that wheel. It looks like it'll be Katie again doing what she's been doing all day. But really strong rider at the front of this group. She'll stay there for 5. Magidson and Edwards fighting for points here. Magidson for 3, Edwards 2. So 615, 605, and 629. That space between the black and the red looking awfully cool. I don't know. Between the black and the red, I've heard that's a great place to race your bike in. All of the cool kids at the high school race between the black and the red line. I hear Santa Claus visits houses with kids that race between the black and the red line earlier than the other houses. What else can I say? This is getting ridiculous. 2 to go. Halsell still in control of this race with 10 points. In second is Eva Magidson with 5. 2 riders with 3 apiece, Lilith Van Wesenhoven and Cadence Edwards. In fifth with 1 is Ivy Stiles. Up. 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 Nah. I thought she might give it a try. I decided it was just a little too risky. You never know what's going to happen down there. Ah, they're playing the sprinter's lane as lava. That makes sense. I like that game. 1 to go. 1 to go. I mean, the only rule about going down is that you do have to check before you go down. But other than that, go ahead. That will be a warning to 629 for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied. Didn't look before going down, as Magidson had position in the sprinter's lane already. That's part of the learning, too. No harm. Last lap. Here we go. Nice job. 1 more to go. 1 more to go. Sprint for this final big 10 points. Halsell in great position. Edwards following the wheel, trying to get some big points here. Halsell at the front. Edwards trying to get the 6. It'll be 605, 615, and 629 in that order. For the finish in the points, Halsell will be your winner. Big 6 for Edwards will help her in this race against Magidson for the second position in the race. We'll see how the points end up. Track should be cleared enough for our next group. Go ahead and bring them on over. This is the Snappers, the 12 and under junior men for their points race to the rail. Thank you once again for joining us. The Junior Takeover Weekend does continue with more fun racing tomorrow. It's a sprint-focused day. A little bit more clinic work to happen in the morning and a 2 p.m. race event for sprinters to close out this fun weekend of junior-focused education and racing. Happy and proud to be able to bring this opportunity again to the racing community for Junior Takeover here in 2026. And thanks for joining us today for this 4th of July Saturday event we've been enjoying together. Still time to catch the fireworks after this is all said and done. We've got a couple of long points races after this. The International Omnium's conclusion upcoming for our older juniors. Our field in the neutral right now is our youngest junior boys of the afternoon, the 12 and under, racing in their final race today. The points race, a 3x3, similar to what we just saw from the junior girls. 3 chances to sprint, separated by 3 laps each, for a total of 9 laps. I think we got the whistle. Racing's underway. 9 to go. More racing at the blue line. Right now we're going slow, that's why. Here comes the aggression underneath, though. There we go. Up at the sprinter's lane, trying to take over on the lead of the lap. 8 to go. Nice move. Zubin doesn't want to do too much work. We saw a lot of him at the front of this field in the previous race, so he's sitting nice and high right now. He says, I got a couple more laps in me here, but I'm not going to lead you around 9 times this time. No way. Kind of looking for the next rider to take a charge. It's been Diego Avery's field kind of all day long. He's had some great success in this group. He's the rider with the orange helmet almost at the very back of this field. But he's following the wheel of Zubin. He knows that that's one of the stronger kids here, so he's already kind of marked his wheel. Now the move from the front is 6:02. That's Augustus attacking from the front. As Zubin goes down low at the back, we'll also see Diego start to accelerate himself at the blue line. So the two of them are going to try to hustle way up to the front as Augustus leads this effort. There goes Diego. Good acceleration out of turn 2. Should be able to get onto the wheel of these two eventually. Will it be in time for the points? It looks like it will be. Might be able to contest. Great catch from Diego if he can put this together. Augustus. Diego from way downtown. Whoa! I think Flom might have held on for that one. Close. 6:31, I think maybe barely gets it. Over 6:28 and 6:02 are the finishing order I was able to see there. But, boy, that requires a review. That was a good sprint for that point. I think the two of them thought they were safe and away from everybody and then turned around and realized that Diego was catching from about 75 meters back when he started that effort all the way back there in turn 2. It does go the way of Evan Flom, ever so close in that sprint. So 6:31 scores 5. Diego Avery, 6:28, gets the 3-pointer. Currently good for second. Augustus Brown Howard in third with 2. And Max Stiles, number 630, did end up getting the single point there. Currently good for fourth. Four to go. Bell's ringing. Zubin on the lead of the lap. Royce Chan up above him there. Now he swings down to that sprinter's lane. Diego recovering. Look for that orange helmet. Zooming his way forward. Augustus still in good position here as well for points. It's Zubin leading things out, who found nothing in that first sprint. He's trying to get something here, and he's in great scoring position now. Diego does make some good acceleration on the back half of the track. Puts him up to the front again. Diego, that's 628 for 5, 624, 602, and then 631 is the order I had that in. So Flom finding another point there at the back end of the sprint will keep him at the top, near the top of this leaderboard. I think your new leader will be Diego Avery now with 8 points after getting the 5 on that sprint. Current results are in first place, Diego Avery with 8 points. In second with 6 is Evan Flom. In third with 4, Augustus Braun Howard. In fourth with 3, Zubin Nathwani. Max Styles currently in fifth with 1. Our rest of our athletes are without any points yet. One more sprint remaining, 2 to go. The leaderboard's got 8, 6, and 4 at the top, so this is only 2 points separating first and second, 2 more points separating second and third. The top 3 spots are up for grabs in this points race. Diego has shown himself to be the overall favorite here today for these kids, but we'll see if he can put together one more big sprint here at the end. Flom in second with 6 right now, having a nice race. He's going to see if he can stay involved in this last sprint and get some good points here when it counts most on the double lap, the final sprint of the race. 1 to go. Bell lap, 1 to go. 1 to go. Hey, there's 6:30. Big move for Max Styles. Rider on the back straight, maybe ride high here. Towards the rail, towards the rail. Riders are coming, riders are coming. Good job, good job. Way high, way high. Go up, 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 up. There you go. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Nice work. Here comes your sprint. Oh, the fight is good here. Onto the home straight. Zubin trying to get this final big 10 points. He'll find it. Nice final sprint for Zubin. Max Styles picking up 6 there. That's number 630. And then I believe it was Diego Avery after that, 628. But the win of the sprint goes to 624. Zubin picking up 10 will bring him up to 13. Is that enough to take the top spot? I believe it's enough because I think Avery will have found 4, ending up with 12. So unofficially, I think that'll give Zubin the win, but we'll wait and see when the results update shortly. Nice race for the young juniors here today. Our 12 and unders, excellent job and great finishes all around. International Omnium competitors stand by for your call-up in order based on your points accrued to this point. We now feature our Bottle Rockets, the 15-18 junior men in their 6x5 points race, the last race of the National Omnium. Now with your call-ups in order. With 44 points in first place, Kai Afan. In second with 43, Keegan Fairbanks. In third with 36, Noel Moran. In fourth with 35, Oliver Villanueva. In fifth with 31, William Huang. Rock Alexander with 30. Cody Chang, 29. Finlayson Blake with 26. Tim Wong with 25. Maxim Smagli with 24. Daniel Pagushin, 21. Rowan Newell, 19. All riders check in at the rail for your start. Missing one rider. Looking for all riders for the 15 to 18 junior men. 15-18 junior men. Max is a scratch. Confirmed. Thank you. Racing is underway. 30 to go. First bell at 26 remaining. Riders rolling around here for this first sprint. Still ahead of the bell. Just getting into position, kind of getting ourselves set for this first one. Plenty of opportunities here in this race to earn more points. Coming into it, it's number 40, your leader, the rider in black and red, and 4, the Stars and Stripes, just 1 point behind when they started this race. So they're already at an advantage compared to the rest of this field. And they have separated themselves out a decent amount as they had consistent top 2 results throughout this afternoon of racing. Next closest rider behind them about 8 points back. Your rider in third overall up there near the rail. Looking like he's got some good fight in him here still, and this is going to be a good race to watch for 41 as well, as he starts with some good points in the back pocket already. Interested to see how he approaches this race. Here's our first attack. Cody Chang off the front wants to get this first one going well and early. Smaller frame on the bike means he may not be the fastest sprinter, but he's got great endurance. For this age group, he can really be a threat off the front like this, so trying to get it going quick. Field's responding fast. There's Noel Moran, who I was just speaking about. Number 41 is the first to jump into that sprinter's lane. He's got your leader right now in the Omnium, 40, right behind him. Fairbanks also in this crew, as is Villanueva, the rider who started this race in 4th in the Omnium. So all of your leaders, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are in this, and they look like they're all going to be getting points on this first sprint. Moran leading the sprint right now. Afon in a bad spot, can't get around, so it's going to go Fairbanks, 4, 41, 328, and 40. Afon kind of stuck in the back there behind the front row, just really couldn't get involved maybe as much as he'd hoped to be. Velodrome.org/live. There should be a button at the top of the website page that you can click. Open that folder up, and there should be live results there. Velodrome.org/live. It's a website link. Yep. 4 riders still off the front. The field is pursuing. That's Rocco Alexander, 317. Trying to get a bit closer up to these leaders. William Wong off the front pretty quickly. Finlayson for a triple shot, trying to lead things up as well now. Bell at 21 to go. It was Fairbanks picking up 5 and currently in first place. In second with 3, Moran. In third with 2, Villanueva. Kaya Fawn with 1 point in 4th after the first sprint. All 4 of them are up track from the field, and the advantage is opening. In fact, we go check in with their pace right now as the field's kind of a little static, just seeing how consistent this is looking. This is what this has looked like over the last couple laps now. Very zippy front 4, taking very fair turns, looking really consistent. They're trying to make a team pursuit effort right now between the 4 of them and separate themselves from this field, simplify this race, catch them or at least stay away, make it a 4-man contest rather than worry about the rest of those riders here this afternoon or this evening for this contest to end the points race. Back to the field. Good effort from Cody Chang to try to keep things moving. That's 326, pulls up and moves to the back of the group. That's Rock Alexander now on the front for the field once again. Not making a ton of progress yet. These leaders are looking very smooth. Nothing of it yet. Bell's ringing for the leaders, hitting the home straight. Kaya Fawn, number 40 on the front for Edge. Here goes Fairbanks, your current leader in the Omnium, to the front with 48 points before this sprint. Looking for more here. Kaya Fawn on his wheel. Moran up high. It will be Fairbanks, number 4, then number 40, 41, 328. 328, he's racing a Cat 3 number. Looking good up here with some of these juniors. Villanueva hasn't earned that Cat 1-2 upgrade, but racing like one here this evening with these fast kids. Fairbanks will earn 5 more points and stays on top of this with 53 points right now in the Omnium. Afon's still in second. He's got 4 from the points race to add to his starting total, so he's now at 48. In third with 5 points added in that, during the race so far. Noel Moran is up now to 41 in total. Adding 3 to his points, Oliver Villanueva in fourth with 38. This is all in that lead group of 4. We'll check in with the field for a moment just to see their position. They're half a lap back, still driving the pace. Really good athletic effort for these guys. They're not giving up. They know that at some point that front could break. They could start working their way back towards them. It doesn't seem easy to accomplish, but it can be possible if they can keep on it. Don't give up on this tempo or this effort. That's what the mindset is right now. Rock Alexander doing several very strong digs for this field. He's been at the front a number of times, and he has not given up on the pursuit. He's really putting in some big effort here. Good energy spent by Alexander and this field. 18 to go. Going back to our leaders over there in turn 3. The front of the race now coming onto the home straight. Still about a half lap advantage. Top 3 on the podiums after all racing's concluded for everybody. That's including our younger juniors as well. So stick around for our podiums. Top 3 in their Omniums are going to get some medals and some extra celebrations. Kaya Fawn, Edge Cycling leading the lap for the leaders. Our group of 4, the breakaway. Still looking really consistent, these 4 are. They have not allowed any gains by this field. Really great racing from these 4. They know what they wanted to do today. They've actually continued to gain on the field. They're now closer to the back of the field than the field is to catching them. This is a bell lap. I think the teamwork is going to break down on these laps. They're far enough ahead that they don't need to be this cooperative. They can be selfish now. They can slow down and fight for the points. That's what you're seeing here. The body posture over there on the back straight is we're making a sprint. They're starting to pull away a little bit here from Afon. He should be able to get back up to this. It'll be 4, 41, 328, and then 40. Fairbanks picking up 5 again, looking very consistent here today. And that acceleration brings them even closer to catching the back of the field. Let's go check in with our field over in turn 4. Onto the home straight. You can see, if framed right, you can see the leaders coming out of turn 4 behind the field. So they are making their way towards making a catch at some point during this race. Points have been updated. Let's check the Omnium standings as it is. Keegan Fairbanks back here in our leaders group, number 4, is still your leader with 58 points now. Kaya Fawn holding on to second currently, 49 points. Noel Moran in third with 44 now. And in fourth, Oliver Villanueva now with 40 points. No other riders have added any points during the points race. That might change, though, as they're now catching the field. This is about to be a plus 20 moment for the leaders. And there's the catch. That should be plus 20 for those 4. So scoring Fairbanks, Afon, Moran, and Villanueva plus 20. And the race continues from there. Everybody in this field is eligible for points now, as one rider also scored down the lap, can get back in on it, and is now eligible. Loses the 20, but is now eligible to sprint for points. All riders eligible for points. 12 to go. Leaders have caught. All riders eligible for points. Fairbanks applying pressure constantly. He's the pain that just never goes away for these riders. He's going again. Coming off of a really strong 2025, he's trying to set up for a great 2026 and looking in really good shape here this year. Looking very comfortable leading this junior field around. Been heading up to Trexlertown this year for junior nationals and wants to have a good showing. This is about as good as he can get in terms of simulating what that'll be like to compete against his age group. Leaders catch back up to him. So on to the home straight. This is for points. Brock Alexander leading the sprint. Cody Chang takes over. It'll be 326, 317, 441. Warning to Villanueva for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied in the previous laps. That was not during that sprint. Again, an official's warning to Villanueva for entering the sprinter's lane while it was occupied. Number 328. Another break here, including number 4 and number 41. So two riders at the top of the Omnium are now in another break as this field has snapped into pieces. I mean, that's kind of the definition of the whole race, is it's broken. The field is this 4. I don't see any group of riders that's bigger than this. We have a chase of 2 down the back straight. Another chase of 2, including Kaya Fawn for Edge Cycling, one of our leaders in the Omnium and one of the riders that caught, but you saw the pain he was in when he catch there a couple laps back. Feeling the pressure, feeling the pain. That was a hard effort. We'll come back to the leaders now, as this is where the race is going to be. The front 4 is the field, and it's the front of the race. They're in turn 1. We got Cody Chang in there. He's on the lead of the lap for just a moment. Moran will take over now. Rocco Alexander, who did so much work for the field to keep them close for as long as they were. I think it had a lot to do with this rider on the red bike. He did a lot to keep them quick. So he's earned a spot up here. He's looking ready for some more speed. As everybody rolls high, Chang takes over on the lap. Not yet a bell lap, seeing 7 to go for the leaders. Omnium points have been updated. I'm checking them now. It's Keegan Fairbanks still in first. No surprise with 80 points now. Kai Fawn holding on to second. 69 points now. In third, Noel Moran with 65. And with 60, Aller Villanueva in fourth. A couple riders have added points during this race. Cody Chang got 5 in the last sprint. He's now in 34 points, good for, I believe, 5th place. Another rider adding points is Rocco Alexander, who got 3 in the previous sprint. He's at 33, now good for 6th. He might work his way up here, though, based on where he is in this race, because he's about to get more points. The bell's ringing. 6 to go. Moran is going way high. Fairbanks following him up there to the rail. Cody Chang behind them and to the left, and at the back of that group is Alexander. The chase has kind of gotten themselves together again, so looking down the middle of the back straight, that is a chasing group. Villanueva is helping them get back up there. Back to the front, we'll see Cody Chang jumping out from the field. The lead of the race coming onto the home straight now. Chang in great position to pick up 5 more. Alexander for 3 here, so it'll be 326, 317, 4, and then 41. Noel Moran still picking up 1 more point. This is helpful for Kaya Fawn, though. He wants to hear the name Noel Moran as far back as possible. Every time Noel Moran is not picking up 5 or 3 points, it's keeping Kaya Fawn near the top of this race. He's still holding on to second even after that sprint, despite not being in this break. Front of the race on the middle of the home straight now, sitting above the blue line, seeing 4 to go. Points are in. The updates show the following. Keegan Fairbanks leads with 82. Kai Fawn still holding on to second with 69 points. In third with 66, Noel Moran. And in fourth with 60 is Oliver Villanueva. Cody Chang is in fifth now with 39. Rocco Alexander in sixth with 36. Three to go. Leaders over there in turn 2. There's Fairbanks on the lead of the lap. Your lead for the IO and starting to really take charge. The next rider back is keirin with 69 points. The difference up to him getting pretty significant, and considering where they are on the track, I think Fairbanks is feeling pretty good about this. One sprint remaining at 2 to go. The front of the race about to cross the finish line at 2 to go. A couple of riders have been scored down laps on this big finishing points race. But most importantly, the front of the race, still very interesting here. There's a potential for some changing in orders. Most important is, how does Noel Moran race in this thing? Number 41, the rider in black with the white helmet, is still in third despite being up here for so long. He hasn't got enough points in these sprints to change up the order. He wants that second place at minimum out of this effort. And where is he going to find it? He has to be at the front of this upcoming sprint. Look at the chasing riders coming back up. They're about to join in. That's Villanueva making his way all the way up to here. Can he make something happen with it? Bell's ringing. Here we go. Villanueva catching up and putting himself in some striking position. And not allowed to rest here for a moment before the sprint gets going again. Moran knows this sprint is so important to him. If he has any opportunity to take this position away from keirin, he needs to get big points here. Alexander up and out of the saddle, takes charge on this sprint first. Fairbanks wants to pick up the Big Ten, even though I think he's already got the win in his bag. He says, one more time, let's go for it. Fairbanks, your champ today with another 10 points in the final sprint. Alexander with 6. That's number 41 for 4 points there, which will be just enough to take over at second, by the way, by 1 point. That's what he needed. I didn't want to give away too much information, but my goodness, played very well. Exciting finish to the junior takeover. It felt a little bit like we could just feel it coming. Like Fairbanks looking so smooth as he took that lap, and just great endurance, great base for him to find the win today in the IO. Noel Moran will take over in second after that final sprint unofficially. Great effort by him. Excellent job, and congrats to our Bottle Rockets, the 15-18 junior men, for a fun IO today. All athletes will exit on the back straight as their race is concluded. Stand by for your call-ups for our last race today, 14-18 junior women. The Firecrackers on deck. And now calling up your junior 14 to 18-year-old women for the IO final in order of your current points. In first with 45 points, Grace Edwards. In second with 42, Stella Cafiso. In third with 38, Beatrix Moran. In fourth with 34, Charlie Petard. And in fifth with 32, Charlotte Westover. Renna Fuller with 30, Hazel Baker, 30. Mila Ludwig, 27. Sophia Avery, 24. Lola Warbeck, 22. Maya Reddy. All riders, please to the rail for your start. Racing underway. Clear the track. Thank you. We're in the neutral currently. I know. This is our final race of the program. Junior Takeover Saturday, our 4th of July event has been a fun one. We've been trying to aim for a sort of early finish. We probably will make our goal. We're trying to get done here by about 8 o'clock. We will have to do some quick podiums at the end, which I'll be announcing top 3 for all of our Omniums today for some medals, as we're treating this as a regional junior championship. And this field here is going out for a 20-lap, 4x5 points race to finish their IO today. Leader in the field, number 117, Grace Edwards for BBC Devo, has had a fantastic afternoon of racing, and now in the evening wants to try to close this thing down and finish it in strong fashion, I'm sure. The sound of the whistle has signaled the beginning of the race. We have 20 to go. Field taking it pretty easy right now, sitting well above that blue line. Falling around the wheel of your leader in this Omnium, Grace Edwards. It's been Stella Cafiso for Team Epic. That's been challenging, has been the closest to giving a good challenge to Edwards all day long. Also controlling the front of this field. She's in the black and the pink for the East Portland Youth Cycling Team. Charlie Petard for Peak Pursuits in the colorful kit up top is the first one to attack. There goes Charlie down into the sprinter's lane, 18 to go. A lap ahead of the bell. Trying something aggressive here.
Take me to your heart.
17 to go. Missed call on the previous lap. Still another lap before the bell. Hazel Baker at the front for a moment. Pulls up and out of the way. Some quick rotations now after recovering from the attack from Charlie. Everybody's trying to figure out who the next leader is going to be. There's your bell. First sprint upcoming for points. 117 Edwards in the gray, blue, and red kit. Your leader in the IO coming into the race in high position on the track. Very much in control of her attack here. Cafiso for Team Epic in a great wheel right behind her. It's actually going to be your rider in pink for Peak Pursuits, Petard, that attacks first from the inside. Westover also near the top of the leaderboard here for this Omnium. The rider on that orange bike right behind Petard is in position to potentially score here. Edwards, 117, will find the 5. 114, 202, and I believe it's 104. It still holds on for a single point. As Westover was being challenged by her teammate, Renna Fuller. Westover making a move here, and I can hear from all the way across the track. They're chirping each other, go, 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 get up. Let's respond to this attack. As Westover's trying to do something, a very typical type of attack in a points race. As soon as a sprint is done, you go hard. Make them hurt right where it is the hardest to recover. Fun move here. Westover on the attack at 14 to go. Edwards in pursuit. We have the Omnium results updated. Let's check to see where we are now. In first place, now with 50 points, is still Grace Edwards. In second with 44, Stella Cafiso. In third with 38 is Beatrix Moran. In fourth with 37 is Charlie Petard. And in fifth with 33 is Charlotte Westover. It was Westover picking up 1 point in that last sprint to confirm that. So an important 1 point there as she continues to knock on the door of a potential fourth or even third place finish here today. The race for third is going to be very interesting here as Moran and Petard are just 1 point apart from each other. Here goes Kafiso, your current second place rider in this field. Westover has since been caught, and now it's her turn to put out the attack. Good move here for the Portland Speedsters, having a nice couple days of racing here at our velodrome. Stella, 12 to go, breaking away from the group. Westover guarding the front of the field. That's Moran at the front now. Number 116 in position to chase next. Kafiso trying everything she can to stay away from this field. They are not letting her get away easily, though. Couple riders swing high very quickly all together. That was Baker and Edwards swinging up high. Bell ringing for Kafiso now, who's trying so hard to hold on to this 5. Does not want to be denied. With 11 to go, Brenna Fuller on the front for the field. The field looking a little bit puzzled here. Westover's like, I got the answer. Go fast. Edwards agrees. Matches tempo and comes up into the corner to take over. It will be 5 points for Kafiso, who's in the lead on the lap, coming on the home straight now. Absolutely secured it. Well-earned victory there for that point sprint. Edwards, 117. That's 114 and 104. So Westover picking up another point, as is Petard. 3 points for Edwards. Kafiso off the attack here, decides to come back into the field to rest. Well-timed move on her part to pick up 5 in the sprint. Points totals should be updated. Let's take a look and see where everybody's sitting after that one. Grace Edwards still your leader now with 53 points. Stella Kafiso in second with 49. Charlie Petard in third with 39. And Beatrix Moran in fourth with 38. Charlotte Westover in fifth with 34. Charlie Petard is now leapfrogged over Moran, having picked up 5 points during this race. Is now in third, where Beatrix once sat. So that race for third, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be interesting. I don't suspect anybody's going to be able to dethrone Stella Kafiso for second. And it seems quite difficult for Grace Edwards to lose out on that first. Although, interestingly, after that aggression from Kafiso, they're only 4 points apart. Grace has got 53. Stella's got 49. For the race for first and second, still interesting. Could be dynamic here, especially with that kind of aggressive move we saw from Stella. If she's got a few more of those in her, this race is not determined on the top step of the podium either. 8 to go. Edwards on the inner lane at the front of the group. First and second lined up together in that left lane. Here's the attack. Petard up and out of the saddle. 7 to go. Acceleration from Peak Pursuit rider. Testing things out. And it wasn't really, it wasn't a long-term plan. It was just kind of testing the waters again. Renna Fuller, though, responds with her own attack. Punching it down into the sprinter's lane on the back half of the track. Fuller now in the lead of the lap. There's Beatrix Moran. I mentioned Beatrix is coming into this race currently now in 4th, came in 3rd place, so she's trying to get involved here. Good position for Beatrix at the front of this one. Bell's ringing at 6 to go. Can she finally see points here? Here comes Edwards, your current leader, number 117. Kafiso right behind her. That's your 1st and 2nd place riders at the front of the chasing group of 6, just off the lead 2. Here comes now Grace Edwards to make the contact for the leaders. And now setting up for the pass in the turn. Ooh, getting a little tight there. Fuller's trying to get out of the sprinter's lane. They manage it. Edwards holds on to position. Edwards and Kafiso doing what they've been doing all day. It looks like they are the top 2 in this field. Number 117 and 202. Then it's going to go 108. Renna Fuller, 104. That's Westover, 4th across the line that lap. I don't see anywhere, though, in the mix, either Beatrix or Katie, or excuse me, Charlie on that particular sprint. So their order won't change up really in comparison to each other. That's giving Westover a chance to also climb a little bit in this leaderboard. Points are in. Grace is separating herself a little bit more, your leader, now with 58 points after collecting 13 during the current points race. 58 to the leader, Grace Edwards. In 2nd with 52, Stella Kafiso. In 3rd with 39, Charlie Petard. And in 4th with 38, Beatrix Moran. In 5th with 35, Charlotte Westover, pardon me. Just one sprint remaining. With double points on the line, technically no positions are totally settled just yet, although the difference between 2nd and 3rd, let's see, 52 points in 2nd, 39 in 3rd. So the gap to the top 2 steps on the podium is a little bit too big to jump over right now. The race is still on for 3rd, as there's a couple riders that are all viable for that position. Petard, Moran, Westover, and Fuller all technically have a chance to step on the podium today. And this final sprint could determine so much, especially if one of those riders can get the Big 10 at the front. When it comes to race stratagem, Edwards just needs to keep Kafiso in check. If she knows where she is and she finishes in front of her, no threat. She could even finish behind her as long as it's not Kafiso picking up the 10 and Edwards only getting 2. So there's some knowledge there that she's got to think about how hard to work here. The simplest thing is just go fast and pick up the 10. Don't mess with it. But that could have big impacts for who ends up in 3rd place. With 2 to go, coming close to the conclusion here. Grace still on the front. Everybody just following suit up along the rail. Nobody wants to take the early lap. Nobody wants to go on the aggression before forcing the race leader to start it. Petard, as she's done a lot today, is the first to move from up top. The field responding immediately. No one caught sleeping. Petard trying to hold on to this 3rd place finish. Looking for big points here at the end, and it's 1 to go. Petard on the lead of the lap. Mila Ludwig gets under the wheel as well. Kafiso in front of Edwards. There's Westover. Edwards has been the fast finisher, and with the restful laps leading up to this, I don't know how you stop Edwards from getting 10 here if she wants it. She's on her way now. Petard losing some position. Westover trying to follow. This is a big move for Westover. She can find some big points here. Oh, that 3rd place is so close. Edwards sealing the deal. Will be your champ in the IO. Westover fighting. Kafiso wants some points. Oh, too close to call. My eye tells me it's 104, but it's so close. Then 202. And it's between Petard and, I think, Baker to kick the 2 points at the end of that sprint. Also too close for me to call quickly. I can say with great confidence that Grace Edwards will be on top of today's IO with a total of points of 68 when it's all said and done. Stella Kafiso will be in 2nd, whether it's with 58 or with 56. Kind of a moot point. But it changes for Westover what her endpoints end up being. If Westover gets 6 in that sprint, she goes from 35 points in 5th to 41 in 3rd. So Westover needs the call to go her way. It will make the biggest difference for any one rider in this field. It's going down to the replay now to check, because again, that's an important points to confirm. Stand by for podiums coming up next. I should also add, as part of the confirmation, if Petard picks up 2 points at the end of that previous sprint, which I couldn't call either, that was pretty close, then it doesn't matter what position Westover gets in. Petard will hold on to 3rd. So waiting on a couple of confirmations here to see who will be our 3rd step on the podium today between Petard and Westover. Good stuff. Working from the 12 and under junior girls up in age from there. Yep, you got it. I know our last results aren't in yet because they're still finalizing them, so we'll get going here in just a sec. Wow. And like that, that's enough points. It's confirmed that based on the finishing order, it's going to go Grace Edwards, Stella Cafiso, and Charlotte Westover confirmed as 1, 2, 3. In an exciting finish as Petard and Westover end up in a tie in points. What a wild finish. Fun racing all day long, but just that, the drama there of that 3rd place was fun to watch all the way through. We'll get started here at the podiums in about 60 seconds or so. I'm going to get the results lined up for things. We're going to go in youngest to oldest order. So in about a minute, I'll be calling up the 12 and under junior girls to their positions. Stand by for me to get set to go. Thank you. All right. For today's Omniums, we are placing the top 3 onto the podiums with hardware today. So 3rd, 2nd, and 1st in that order will be called up to the podiums. Please report in for your wonderful podium pictures, everybody. This is, again, the podiums for all our top 3s for today's Omniums are starting now. We begin with the 12 and under junior women top 3. In 3rd place for Jerry Baker Jr.'s race team, Eva Magidson. In 2nd, also for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, Lilith Van Wassenhoe. And on your top step today, Katie Halsall. Juniors continuing on in the Omnium, the 12 and under junior boys. In 3rd place, Jerry Baker Jr. race team, Augustus Brown Howard. In 2nd, for Jerry Baker Jr.'s, Zubin Nathwani. And in 1st, for Team Fremont FFBC data by On the Day, Diego Avery. There's a medal for longest team name as well. Congratulations to our 12 and under junior boys. Great racing today. (12 to 15) juniors now, or 12 to 15-year-olds for the Omnia. Top 3. In third place for the Jerry Baker Juniors race team, Javi Mejia. In second place for triple shot cycling, Matthew Ishikawa. And in first place for triple shot, Owen Chen. (14 to 18) junior women, top 3 in the Omnium. I see a couple of them on their way, standing by for just a sec. 14-18 junior women, IO, top 3. In third for the Jerry Baker Juniors race team, Charlotte Westover. In second for East Portland Youth Cycling, Stella Cafiso. And your champion for BBC Devo Race Team, Grace Edwards. And finally, our 15 to 18 junior men IO Omnium top 3. In third for Edge Cycling, Kai Afan. In second for Red Kilo, Noel Moran. And your champion for the Jerry Baker Juniors, Keegan Fairbanks. Congratulations to our athletes, our top 3 in this podium, and all of our podiums today, and all of our competitors. Congratulations on a great day. More fun to be had this weekend. We're going to take the rest of the night off. Some of us are going to be celebrating the holiday here, 4th of July. Of course, our best wishes to you and your family. If you're out there celebrating, have a safe and fun night doing so. We look forward to having you tomorrow. Sprint fun for the Junior Takeover. Racing will be broadcasting and starting at 2 o'clock our time for a sprint tournament for the juniors only. So we look forward to having that here as well. It's been a very fun racing session. I've been absolutely in love with all of these fields. Great racing today. Fantastic show from beginning to end. Lots of things to cheer for. Lots of great learning going on. Thank you for being a part of it. If you're still here enjoying the show, I want to say thank you for being a part of our community today, whether you're still out there watching live or you're watching back later. If you enjoyed the broadcast, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. My name is Corey. It's been an absolute pleasure being with you as your host for all the racing, and we look forward to having you again for more racing action tomorrow here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.
We've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors are memories, now the sun's gone down. stuck in my head. When lights go off, you're everything that I could ever want. Your touch so soft. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you. I got you. Don't wanna show us off, but you're my all that I need. Trying to sugarcoat, but I'm flying so high. I don't even know if I'm coming down. You rock my boat when you hold me so tight. The world just disappears in front of my eyes. I'm telling you why, this ain't no madness. The smoke in the mirrors, our memories now, the sun